Morning, everyone. Uh, this is our monthly webinar from M Connect regarding restaurant marketing and customer engagement. Today, we're going to actually talk about specific strategies that a small business, again, will give you more examples around restaurant marketing, around restaurants and restaurant business. But these examples can be applicable for any other small business. Again, these strategies are around customer engagement, how to boost customer engagement. And we're going to start the webinar in a couple of minutes. I just want to make sure if to give time for others to join us. One second, guys. I'm actually sharing my screen. All right, I just want to make sure that everyone can see my screen here. Hi. Again, morning, everyone. Today's webinar is around customer engagement, strategies around customer engagement. Again, feel free to stop at any point of time if you have any questions, or there are multiple options for you guys to reach out to us in case of any questions. So a little bit about us. We started our company M Connect in 2015 with a focus on restaurant marketing. Again, our model is around generating or trying to capture customer data, and using this data to view customer journey and kind of like engage in what we call as a customer accountable customer engagement model, which we're going to talk in a little while. And for today, we are going to talk about why is customer engagement important, and what strategies do small businesses have to come up with, execute, and also what kind of data one can expect throughout these strategies, and how one can actually use this data to kind of better their marketing strategies. Again, as we talked, all these are backed by our implementation strategies that we adopt at our clients. Again, as we talked in the previous slides, our emphasis or our focus is on restaurant marketing, but these strategies can be applicable for any other business as well. All right. So to start with, what is customer engagement, right? The term engagement is something where someone is like talking to you in one form or other fashion. And from a customer point of view, we actually categorize into two parts. One is like the brand interaction, wherein the customer is reaching out to you as a brand or a small business or other way, saying that, hey, are you open? Do you have any specials or anything like that? That is customer. That is the brand interaction, where you as a business want to talk back to the customer and say, yes, we are open. Yes, we do have some special coupons and so on and so forth. And the other form of engagement is customer interaction. In this case, it is about the customers themselves talking about the brand. So, for example, let's say you are running a contest, or on Facebook page itself, someone is tagging others and saying, hey, we should go to this place, or if someone actually has a question and one of your customers is actually answering the question. So for example, on Google, most of the time people actually ask a question, and in turn other customers or you as a brand can interact. um, right, so these are the two kinds of customer engagement, and you as a brand can actually engage on the brand interaction part. And as far as the customer interaction is concerned, obviously you want others to pitch in or tell their experiences about their experience with your business. For example, let's take specifically with regards to if you have a Montessori school. If some parent or a potential parent is asking, hey, how is this Montessori school, rather than you as a brand coming and saying we are the best Montessori schools, if someone else comes into play and then says that, hey, my kid goes here, I have had two kids who have basically spent all their, like, for the past 5-6 years, right from their childhood days till they graduated to school, they've been going to this place. That kind of a customer interaction comes up is much better than you as a brand coming and telling, hey, I'm the best Montessori school. For that matter, it could be any other brand as well. As in, like, a customer talking about your brand on your behalf is a powerful mechanism than you yourself as a brand engaging with the brand. Again, when we talk, this is more to do with customer testimonials and their experience and those kind of things. You as a brand have other avenues to interact with the customer, but the customer interaction piece is something very powerful, which comes mostly in cases of where other customers are watching for your brand. Right. Again, why do you need engagement, or why do you need to engage with customers? There are tons of research that have proven that an engaged customer is more likely to buy from you. They will more likely to become a loyal customer. Again, bear in mind, when we talk about customer engagement, it is not just like saying, are you open? And then just going off and you basically saying to that customer saying that yes, we are open. It's more to do with, yes, we are open, when do you want to come in? And then when they come into the store, making sure that you are engaging at the store level as well, or when they make a purchase online, making sure that you engage with them. And then once they leave, engaging with them in terms of saying how was your experience, so on and so forth. And it is a continuous journey. It is not like a one-off communication where you say thank you, say hi, but bye kind of a thing, right? So that's what we call as customer engagement. And obviously, when we engage with the customer feels that, hey, this business is they like, or they are more interested in me as a customer. In engaging with them, they're more likely to become a loyal customer, and in turn they basically become an advocate for you. Right. And again, as listed on this slide, there are tons of research which have shown that just by increasing your engagement levels, you are more likely to have the customer buy more from you, refer you more, and become like a loyal customer and as an advocate, as we talked about. Again, if you look at customer engagement, right, as we were saying, there are tons of opportunities for you as a business to engage with the brand, as an engage with the customer, right? All the way from wherein, like, first, for example, let's take a customer, like, once, like, let's look at this customer engagement model, and I'm going to go back to this phase, right? So here at mConnect, we have come up with what we call as an A2A customer engagement model, where there are 5 stages in this one, like the awareness, engagement, acquisition, loyalty, and advocacy. At each of this stage, you as a brand can interact and engage with the customer. Again, the type of customer interaction you would have at each stage would differ, but again, the overall goal is to engage with the customer at each stage, so that you are actually getting them to move from one stage to another stage, right? So that's our model which we have. And with regards to this model, keeping that as a basis for our thing, if you look at it, there are multiple avenues for you as a small business owner or as a restaurant. You can actually have multiple touch points with a customer, again, from awareness to advocacy, right? So a customer, basically, you are trying to reach out to the customer through a Facebook ad, and they interacting with you by going to your page or going to your website. So that is your first touch point. So you can actually engage with them by asking them to give out something like their personal information, so that you can start this journey of getting to know getting to know your customer, right? So again, this circle kind of like, these are the different points in which you actually can, like, you have someone calls you over the phone, you can actually have an automated mail saying that, hey, we are busy right now, why don't you go online and check it out? Or a customer or your employee who's answering that phone has to be trained in a proper fashion, so that they are friendly, they are providing the right information, and making sure that the customer is acting on that phone call, right? Similarly, you have multiple, like, your business information is published on multiple pages, so you need to make sure the information is up to date and is accurate, so that the customer is actually getting the right kind of information across, right? So again, the engagement, as we were talking about, right, it is not like there is not one formula that fits all. It's all about trying to know your customer, and as each customer is different, so your engagement, the strategies that you adopt, has to has to be has to change as per the customer, plus the stage at which they are in. Like, if I am new to your business, so that means I am very eager to know more about you as a business, your service, your products, and your history, your profile, and all those kind of things, and what others are saying. Whereas if I'm at a stage where I already purchased from you, and that means I'm already engaged with you, that means your engagement strategy with me should be more of saying, hey, you've already purchased with us, how was your experience, are there any deficient, or are there any improvements, or something that you would like to see? So that means you are valuing my opinion at this point of time, to give you feedback in terms of any improvements or anything more. And you're kind of saying, thank you for your business, here is your $5 off for your next visit, and so on and so forth. So that's a different kind of a strategy, that engagement strategy we call as, differs based on the stage at which the customer is in, right? You cannot basically go back to the customer who is at the at the loyalty phase, to talk about history of your business and hammer them with details which the customer already knows and might be turned off, right? So from our perspective, we have been working with small businesses, again, emphasis on restaurants, a lot, and we have, like, kind of looked at different strategies, and we have gauged that these are the strategies that that we have adopted, and we have actually seen results, right? And then we can actually, again, as I said, these are 9 strategies we have adopted, but there could be a lot more strategies, or a mix of other things that we might not be aware of. And again, as we progress, there are different channels and different ways in which you can actually engage the customer. So here we're going to actually talk about, again, these 9 strategies, and again, at each stage, we talk about the customer data that you as a business can get out of it, right? So the very first strategy is what we call as engagement, right? In the sense, now if you look at it, there have been a lot of research that have been posted around in terms of how the attention span of a customer is, like, is much shorter than over the period of time. It's like, it's defined in seconds and all those kind of things. And given that customers, again, with the advent of social media, when they post something, they want quick answers. So if you are in the restaurant business, if someone is asking, hey, are you open, you better actually respond to them immediately saying that yes, we are open, in one form or the other. And we will talk about strategies to actually implement. One of the strategies is chatbots, which we're going to come, but you might want to actually respond to those people in terms of any questions they might have in a very, very quick fashion. So the here response rate is the name of the game here, right? Again, as these percentages show that customers are accustomed to not hold on calls for hours and hours, so they basically got onto Twitter to seek customer issues, like resolutions to customer issues. And we have seen people on the planes basically saying that, hey, I'm getting delayed here and all those kind of things. And especially this happened in multiple instances where on the plane someone is saying that, hey, I'm about to miss my flight, and the customer reps basically trying to do something for them in order to either reroute them to other planes or something like that, so that the customer would actually have a better experience, right? So end of the day, if someone is asking you a question, again, bear in mind there are a lot of spammers out there. We are not saying that you have to respond to all the messages, that is, especially the spam messages that you would get. But it is imperative that, again, bear in mind, if someone is reaching out to you, it could be in one form or the other. They are basically giving you a feedback, they are actually asking you a question, they are providing you a an opinion or some or the other way. It's always better to respond to them. Again, we have actually seen, actually maybe it was like a couple of years back or a year back, forgot the name of the restaurant. It is Wendy's, if I'm not wrong. Wendy's and McDonald's got into like what we call as like a Twitter roasting. And Wendy's basically, I think, again, I'll get back to you on that, but they had a blast in terms of roasting customers on Twitter, and their engagement has gone through the roofs. Again, obviously, you need to make sure that your responses are witty. Sometimes it might backfire. Always make sure that you are very sensible or very conservative in terms of your approach, because you never know as to what customers would take it. But make sure that you're responding in a witty way if possible, or else basically stick to the route of non what should maybe non not lethal, but more of a non-opinionated, or not in a straightforward way, so that there are no issues with that, right? Again, that is where, like, again, especially in the today's world where everything is connected, use of smartphones, use of social media, it's always better to keep listening to all the social media chatter, and identify if there are any specific hashtags being used, or if you are being tagged, or if there's anything trending topic, so that you can actually jump into that and kind of like monitor your traffic, and kind of like either engage with the customer so that they can actually respond to you, or if it is a potential customer, you can actually transform them into a regular customer as well, right? Again, the whole point here is that you actually have to make sure that you are tracking the social chatter out there, to make sure that you are monitoring any references to your business. Again, some practices: respond it quickly. Make sure it is, do not get into any kind of argument or any kind of a verbal thing to and fro, because anything can get quickly out of hand, and you never know, someone is basically taking, again, bear in mind, once it's like a one-way arrow kind of a thing. Once you shoot something, it is out there in the public domain. So make sure that you are responding, and just like, if you are not responding in a cool manner, or if you lose your head, it's going to come and bite you back. So make sure that you are, no matter what the customer, again, this is what we always tell our clients, saying that, hey, listen, like, No matter what the customer says, you cannot lose your cool and kind of like go back to them. And again, if there are multiple instances where people post something, like people basically customers again post something, like for example, we have had customers or end customers posting something garbage about the food and all those kind of things. End of the day, you as a business have to respond to them in a professional manner, saying that, listen, like, we have been in this business for X number of years, we had so many reviews, so many complaints and all those kind of things. We feel that your complaint is not genuine and so date and all those kind of things. If it is genuine, we apologize, please share your things and all those kind of things. Call them out in a specific manner, so that it is not derogatory, at the same time defending your brand name and all those kind of things, right? Again, that's and the goal is make sure that you do it in a fashion that it would not come back and bite you, right? The second one is like after the engagement, right? Obviously, again, when we talk about engagement, it is wherein the customers are asking you a question, or they're posting something about a specific hashtag, or they're tagging you and all those kind of things. It is more, I would say, reactive in nature, sometimes a little bit of proactive as well. But that is like the first strategy that you need to actually make sure is like you respond to each and every conversation from a customer's perspective. The second strategy in this case is your our contests. Again, with the advent of social media, again, if you think about the good old days, people used to have scratch cards. People used to say, "Hey, send us your cards, and we'll basically give you like a car for free," and all those kind of things, right? Now, but with the advent of social media and mobile phones and the Instagrams of the world, you can actually have the contests. Again, these contests are like basically, again, we are talking specifically about, it could be an online contest, like again, what we call as the social media, or an offline contest. When we say offline contest, there are a lot of, for example, you actually are having, in April, you actually have Easter egg hunt. You can actually have some kind of Easter egg hunt at your place, or on March 17th, it's actually the leprechaun this one, so you can actually have a treasure hunt, right? So the contest can be done online as well as offline. Obviously, the online contests are easier. You can monitor them, and you can actually have more in terms of the customer engagement and so on and so forth. So for example, as we said, right, like if you're a restaurant owner, you want to run a contest, you can run it on your social media pages, saying that, hey, share this picture, get 2 likes or 10 likes, and one of the posters or one of the posts or one of the customers who share this post will win like a $50 gift card or something like that. Again, bear in mind here when we talk about the contest, right? Here, you have to make sure that you are promoting the contests in a way like you can boost it, you can basically work with other partners and so on and so forth to have so that there is more in terms of more people interacting with you and so on and so forth, right? But again, when you actually start the contest, right, always have a specific goal in mind. What is that you're trying to do? For example, we actually had we actually have done with one of our customers. It was a contest. Early on, I was just talking about online and offline. We have actually had a contest where we kind of had a school participate in some kind of a photo contest, and we had the goal of this was to obviously to increase the brand awareness, and also to increase our number of likes and all those kind of things. So we actually have partnered with the school. It's a mix of offline and online contest, where The parents, teachers, and all of them have to come to our social media pages. They have to do certain kind of activity. So here again, the goal is to make sure that we are, as a brand, are known to the parents of that particular school. The school is engaged, and the school basically got some kind of like a gift card from us for all the teachers, right? So here, having the right goal in mind is very critical, so that when you have the goal, you have the metrics associated with that goal, and you can actually find out whether the contest is uh, whether the contest is like is a success or not, right? So again, making sure that you have the right goals is very specific. Again, are you trying to increase leads? Are you trying to generate leads? Are you trying to increase your social media presence? Or do you want more people to walk into the door and all those kind of things, right? Again, some of the contests that we have done and which we have seen is again, the whole point here is the user actually have to participate in these contests, in the sense that like the user generated contests are very critical. So for example, we have done contests around pet pictures. We have done contests around Christmas trees, again partnering with the local schools, partnering with non-profits, and so on and so forth. So where we actually have these contests, and wherein people actually have shared their photos on our social media, and so on and so forth, right? Again, just trying to come up with a contest by itself is not enough. Again, given that there are so many people who do that contest on a single day, and there's enough competition for this particular kind of customer engagement strategy as well. So you as a business have to make sure that, first of all, before you come up with any contest, you need to know which contest runs well based on the profiles, right? Again, most of the times what we have seen is photo contests, in terms of like share your pictures and all those kind of things. They work well, right? And the second aspect is also that you should not, based on the kind of um, um, the offer, or the prize the customers are gonna win, people are gonna do those exercises. Like for example, if you're giving out these 4 tickets for a cultural table, right? Or if you're basically doing a free ticket round trip to Australia or something like that, then the contest is completely different. So you might want to ask the customer more, and the customer is willing to do, like if 2 tickets to Australia is like $2,000, so I as a customer, I'm willing to take that chance, and I'm gonna run or jump through some hoops. Again, make sure that you as a business keep in mind as to what kind of a contest you are trying to do, and have very specific goals for this contest. What are the data as like what kind of data you expect out of this contest, and what are the metrics associated, and at the same time make it simple. You need to make sure that the more simple the contest is, the more number of participants you would get. Again, bear in mind, you need to promote it on social media, you need to promote it at the store, you need to basically reach out to your partners, you need to reach out to influencers, and so on and so forth, and you need to spend some money to kind of make sure that you are promoting the post heavily. Again, for example, we just talked about it, right? We actually made a contest by working with the school. The school actually had around like 600 kids. So for all these 600 kids, an email was sent out, posters were sent out, and all those kind of things, so that the contest actually, we had like amazing results in terms of the reach, the reach and the awareness of the brand, and also the engagement which we have got, and also the number of likes, and so on and so forth, right? um, so once you do this contest, always make sure that you are optimizing in terms of um, uh, optimizing in terms of like what are the results, whether these results matched with your expectations? If not, why not? If they exceeded expectations, why? If they met expectations, why? And what can you learn from this so that for future contests you can make those changes, right? Again, we talked about engagement, we talked about content, the contests, and the third kind of engagement strategies is reviews. Again, specifically with a restaurant, the more number of reviews you get, the better off you are. For almost all our customers, as a general rule of thumb at mconnect, when someone comes to us and says, hey, I would like to spend some money on SEO, we always go back and tell them that, hey, spending money on SEO is a good strategy, but from a restaurant perspective, it is not the best strategy, because if you focus on reviews, the return on you as a business focusing on reviews is much better than you focusing on SEO. And SEO is like constantly you have to spend money on that one. And at the same time, if, let's assume this way, you hire the best SEO experts and you are number one on page one, but if your reviews are not good, people are not going to come to the restaurant. On the contrary, if your reviews are good and if you get consistent number of reviews, then automatically Google would like to put your name on the top, because they would know that, hey, this restaurant, in the sense like this restaurant is doing well, they're getting constant reviews, that means people are visiting their website, people are visiting their social media and all those kind of things. That in turn will basically boost your rankings in Google, on Yelp, and everywhere. So if you look at on Yelp, whenever there is a new business, they basically pop up and show a hot new restaurant and all those kind of things. Again, the emphasis, obviously, people have different opinions about Yelp, but that's a different topic altogether. But specifically with regards to reviews, right? We always say that for a restaurant, it is imperative that you focus on reviews. It's not just getting one-off reviews and all those kind of things, but the more reviews you get, the better off you are. Um, Again, this is especially applicable for mom and pop restaurants, but also for chain restaurants. We have seen, obviously, I'm not going to say that I'm going to go to McDonald's because I've seen a review, but for most mom and pop restaurants, your reviews matter the most, right? But at the same time, for chain restaurants as well, it's when people are seeing consistently 1 star and 2 stars on a chain restaurant, it is going to impact your business. So obviously the customer feedback, again, when we talk about reviews, right, all these chain restaurants have their own customer feedback module. Like, for example, at Critique, we actually have what we call at mconnect, we have a module called Critique, which enables us to get customer feedback, and if it is a negative feedback, we try to engage the customer before the review goes out onto the field, right? So basically having a right strategy around reviews is a must. And again, from an engagement model point of view, you want to engage the customer who actually have actually the reviews, in the sense like you need to have a strategy to generate reviews. Basically, Yelp specifically states that no solicitation of reviews, but making sure you have like a way to not directly solicit, but kind of like train your staff to kind of engage with the customer at the store, and also having modules like Critique, so that you can get the customer feedback before they can actually go onto the field, and so on and so forth, right? Again, we have seen, especially some customers or some businesses actually provide an incentive to review. For example, recently I purchased something on Amazon. So when I opened that, I actually got a card in that one which specifically said that, hey, provide us a review on Amazon and get $5 off your next purchase. So they wanted me to send a screenshot of the review that I've actually posted on Amazon, right? That is, some people, it's a twin-edged sword, in a sense. Some people might perceive that as um, as a as a wow, as a negative thing, And some people are okay with that. Again, it's up to you as a business to see whether your customers would deem it um, as an incentive or as a bribe. Again, we would actually leave it up to the business, but if it were to us, we would always say that focus on customer training, make sure that you deliver your promise in terms of the food. Again, from a restaurant perspective, obviously food, ambience, and service. Make sure it's easy for the customer to reach out to you and hear them out. If someone is saying something, please make sure that you hear them out, apologize, and if it's a good thing, thank them. If it's a bad thing, apologize and try to rectify it. And if it's a neutral thing, try to see what can you do in order to make it better, right? um, Again, at mConnect, we have the capability to collect all the data from a reviews point of view on one platform, and making sure that we are responding to them in a 24-hour period. Again, that is our SLA that we provide to the customers, and you have to make sure that you respond to reviews no matter what, whether it's positive, negative, neutral. You need to make sure that, again, bear in mind, the customer is actually taking is taking some is taking some effort in terms of um, um, to provide feedback. So that means he or she is taking some effort. As a business, it is nice to recognize that effort and respond to them and saying that thank you, right? um, and so we talked about like engagement, we talked about contests, we talked about reviews, right? The fourth way in terms of enabling your customers or engaging with the customers is to providing them some coupons or something like that. Again, some businesses will say that, hey, I'm not gonna offer any discounts or anything like that. You don't actually have to offer discounts as in for a discount per se, but you can actually offer them some kind of a meaningful way of saying thank you for being a loyal customer, or thank you for your business, or some of the other ways. So you're personalizing that. And also, it has to this has to be a meaningful discount. Basically saying $1 off on $100 gift card purchase, it doesn't make any difference, right? At the same time, if you are saying that, hey, I'm going to give like $1 to a charity if you buy a $10, based on that, that might, even though it's not a direct discount, but you're kind of generating something for that customer to feel good about it, right? So that's what, again, making sure that you are doing something in terms of offering meaningful discounts is a must. You can actually work with like, for example, we have actually worked with the local schools to offer something for teachers appreciation week, or during Mother's Day or Father's Day, and those kind of things, right? Some businesses might say that I'm not going to discount or anything like that. Do not discount giving 5% off or something like that, but come up with specials which will say manager specials between 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, or happy hour specials wherein a free appetizer on purchase of a beer bucket or something like that, right? And there are platforms that wherein you can actually have these offers, like for example on Yelp you can actually have check-in offers. And obviously Groupon used to have that, but not maybe most of the people do not actually want to go that route. But Groupon now actually has another program wherein it's more to do with, the more that you spend with Groupon, the more coupons you would get through their mails and all those kind of things, right? Working with local organizations, nonprofits, and all those kind of things would actually help you to create this affinity towards the local nonprofits. At the same time, creates a brand awareness and brand affinity for your customers, and it kind of gives a good feeling for your customers as well. For example, during Thanksgiving, Christmas time period, working with Toys for Tots, right? It would be a good idea to say that, hey, we care about the community, kind of a thing, right? Um, Again, bear in mind, you want to make sure that these coupons or discounts or the offers that you're coming up with are very specific, meaningful, and at the same time, you need to make sure that which coupon is working more, in the sense that, like, hey, if you're gonna actually offer coupons with, for example, let's say this one, right? Like, you actually go to a local Montessori school and say that for during the time period where the kids basically are off the school at 3:30 to 6 o'clock, if they walk in, we're going to give like a free kids meal on purchase of a large pizza. Now between 3:30 and 6, which is your downtime, you're offering a discount, specific discount, which makes sense because the parents, when they're picking up the kids are hungry, or they might want to go to a soccer practice or something, and they're looking for something like a deal kind of a thing. You're offering a meaningful discount or an offer, and you're offering to a local community here, which is like your neighborhood school, which builds a brand affinity. And also, it's a downtime for you between 3:30 to 6 p.m., right? So make sure that whatever offer or thing that you're coming up with is very clear in terms of what exactly you want to offer. It has some meaning to the customer. At the same time, you can also track in terms of, again, from a data perspective, right? You want to track as to how many, like for example, again, we actually had Dr. Seuss Day on March 2nd, which is a Saturday. So we distributed coloring sheets to local schools. And we are keeping track of how many coloring sheets are walking back into the door, or how many parents are walking back into the door with these coloring sheets. So we would know as to how many people are walking into the door. And we have created for some of our customers in their point of sale system a specific code, and so on and so forth, so that we can keep track of how many people are using these coupons and so on, right? Um, so again, so far we have done with the engagement. We talked about contests, right? We talked about reviews. We talked about coupons. The fifth strategy is basically having gift cards, right? So when we talk about gift cards, right, specifically during Thanksgiving holiday season, a lot of people talk about gift cards. But when you actually have a gift card and an offer associated with that, more people are likely to buy it. And also make sure that it is like a great tool for you to generate business, and also show that you care for others, in the sense that, like for example, um, for a restaurant brand, like during Valentine's, if you say that, hey, I'm going to actually have a gift card which you can actually use for later or something like that, so it will actually kind of engenders customer loyalty as well. And at the same time, it is a chance for a customer. You can call this as a customer advocacy tool as well. Let's assume I love your restaurant or your business. Now I want my friend or my relative or my brother to come and taste your food. So the best way for me to do that is, okay, I'm going to send a gift card for him on his birthday, so that he can actually come visit your restaurant, or for his anniversary, or for some other occasion, and so on and so forth, right? So it is a good tool because I love your restaurant so much, wherein I want my friend to come and visit you. Having a gift card and maybe having some kind of a deal for me as a loyal customer would also help me as a customer to promote your brand to my friends and family, right? Again, based on the occasion, you can actually have different gift cards. You can actually have out on Father's Day, Mother's Day, and so on and so forth. And again, the data that has to be generated here is who's buying the gift card, who is it being sent to, what are the denomination levels, and when is this gift card being used, and the customer who is coming into the door because of this gift card, easy coming back, right? So you can keep track of all these things if you have the right mechanisms, in terms of, like, again, your point of sale system should be able to provide you with this data, or you should be able to keep track of this data. When obviously you need to have a right strategy around this one. Again, from a restaurant perspective, there are too many moving parts, or for that matter, any business, there are too many moving parts. But keeping track of these moving parts is what makes the entire business flow as one smooth transition. Or else, like, if you miss out of these data elements, you would not know as to how many gift cards you sold, who are your customers who are actually buying the business, this one, and what is their experience. Again, let's take this as an example. I'm a good customer of yours. I send a gift card to my friend walks into the door, and they are not treated the way, or something happens. The new My friend is pissed off at you as a business. He is pissed off at me as a friend for sending him to a place where the service is not good or food is not good. And so it's like a double whammy, right? You are basically losing me as a customer. You have lost the My friend as a customer, and in turn there are 10 other people whom I'm not going to refer you. And so make sure that whenever you come up with these engagement strategies or anything like that, you need to make sure that you have the right approach in terms of why you are doing this. What are the benefits? What are the key metrics that I need to keep track of? What are the data elements that I need to keep track of? Again, as a marketing person, we can advise you that, but on the operation side, and obviously we as a marketing team actually has to provide you with the tools for you to enable that. But at the same time, you as an operations person, or someone as a marketing or as the operations manager, you need to make sure that if someone walks into the door with a gift card, they are coming for the first time, or they might be a repeat customer. So you need to make sure that you treat them in that way, right? Um, so our next strategy is around email marketing. And again, this is another way of engaging with the customer, in terms of how, again, email and SMS, we would actually like to combine both of them in here in terms of how we want to actually do that. So email right now is ubiquitous, and there are so many billions of emails that are being sent out every single day, and most of them are spam emails. So you as a marketing person, your engagement in terms of, like, so for example, let's take this as a use case, right? when when you start your awareness project or awareness campaign, if I come to your store for the very first time, your website should recognize me as a first time customer. It should pop up saying that, hey, thanks for visiting for the first time. Here is a $5 coupon for you. Please enter your email ID to get this coupon, right? So here two things are happening. You are recognizing that I am a first time customer coming to your website. I'm happy that you recognize that. And second is, I'm also happy that you are giving me a $5 coupon if I give you my email ID. So you're getting an email ID, a piece of a customer information. I, as a customer, I'm getting $5 off coupon, right? And now using this email, you can keep track of if the customer is actually walking into the door with that $5 coupon. Let's assume it has an expiry date of 15 days, and if that coupon is not redeemed with 10 days, you might want to send him an email saying that, hey, we did not see you, bear in mind your coupon expires in 5 days, right? So you want to keep track of all these things. Obviously, email marketing is, and so your heading for that one actually has to have saying that 5 days left for your $5 off coupon. So if I'm as a customer, when I actually see that one, I would say, oh, this, they are keeping track of whether I'm visited or not. Now, I might visit the restaurant and still not use it. Still, that means that $5 coupon is left there, right? So in terms of, from a marketing standpoint of view, right, making sure you're personalizing your communication in terms of what kind of a customer is he or she is, in terms of whether they have purchased multiple times, what they have purchased, what is the primary purpose of sending out these emails, and making sure you have the right headlines and all those kind of things. And obviously at mConnect we use MailChimp to send out emails because it's a free tool, up to 2,000 emails and 12,000 emails per month. 2,000 customer emails and 12,000 emails can be sent in a month. So there are tools in terms of A/B strategies, headline analysis, and all those kind of things that can be done, right? So again, emails, you need to make sure that when you're sending out, a very specific header, and there has to be a call to action in terms of like what is the basic purpose of sending out this email. Are you sending them to open something, click something, purchase something, or subscribe to something? So those kind of things, you need to make sure that there is a specific CTA associated with that email. Again, bear in mind, you don't want to actually have your customers to have 10 different CTA saying that, okay, purchase this coupon, download this form, click here to get like $50 off, click here to do that, click. Then make sure that the number of CTAs is very, very limited, so that the customers are not getting confused. They're not bamboozled thinking that why is this person sending me so many CTAs, or like asking me to do so many things, right? And making sure that it is very specific, clean, and simple for people to follow. If it is a $5 off, click here to apply that one. If it is a download of a new song, click here to get a new song, and so on and so forth, right? And obviously, there are, from an email marketing point of view, there are multiple strategies that you can adopt in terms of emails that has to be sent out, mobile optimization, the right header, the right text and picture mix, and so on and so forth, right? Again, you need to put yourselves in the customer's shoes and try to understand as to what exactly you want the customer to do upon receiving this email. If you as a marketing person is receiving this email, would you open that? Would you click on that? Would you follow through that action? And if not, why not? If so, why so? So that you can actually, again, bear in mind, you need to, once an email is sent, again, use analytics in terms of how many people it has been delivered to, how many people actually opened it, how many people have actually clicked on it, how many people actually have acted on it, and again within a time frame, right? So when there are certain parameters in terms of saying, if you send it in the morning, mostly people are likely to open rather than in the evenings or during weekends. So there are tons of analytics that would actually help you as a marketing person to send the right emails. But again, bear in mind, email marketing is one customer engagement tool that you want to do, right? Um, Again, here we are talking about the next strategy is basically how to engage with the customer, right? Again, bear in mind, when we talk about customer engagement, right, it is trying to remind your customer that you as a brand exist, that you as a brand, you care for them, and you as a brand want them to come back to you, right? So having these strategies make the customer feel that way. Like, for example, birthday emails we are talking about. So we actually at mconnect, we have this module, what we call as a birthday module, where we interact with the customer. We ask them to sign up for it, so that for their birthdays, and we send out an email for them on that day as well as for signing up. So that means, when we talk about this, right, we just talked about email campaigns. It can be associated with a specific objective, like having a birthday club or something like that, right? So you need to have a specific strategy around why you want a birthday club, right? Hopefully, the strategy is two things, right? First, the customers, they feel special, they feel that the businesses care for them. Second is, for a business, like if you're saying that, hey, come celebrate your birthday with this free dessert or drink or a free meal, they're more likely to come with their friends and family to celebrate their birthday. So that means additional revenue for you as a business, right? So you can actually use tools like our birthday module to incentivize people to provide their email IDs, their birthdays, and all those things. And you can also send out like birthday specials specifically for their birthdays, their wishes, and all those kind of things. Again, as I said, having an automated tool like what we have at mconnect goes a long way for you as a business, because once you set up these emails, these birthdays and offers and all those kind of things would go out. And again, at mconnect, we basically have integrations to Facebook through a chatbot, integrations to your existing website, integrations to to the Facebook as a tab, and all those kind of things are there, so that there are multiple options for customers to basically sign up for your birthday, right? um, Again, the primary purpose is to make sure that you want them to sign up. You want them to, so you an automated email for them to send that, saying that, hey, we want you to celebrate your birthday with us, and then making sure that they are followed on, in the sense that when they come for the birthday, make sure they are felt special, in terms of having all your team members come around and sing the song and all those kind of things, right? Making sure you have the best practices here, reading your birthday offer, and once they come, and ask them to come back again, or ask for their feedback and all those kind of things, right? The eighth strategy is here, chatbots. We have 4 more minutes left here, and I'm going to rush through here. Obviously, chatbots are a new latest trend, and you actually have chatbots for everything, like specifically with regards to Facebook, right? We at mConnect, we have developed chatbots for engaging with the brand, in terms of sending out specific messages, spending birthday messages, ability to send messages to all, and all those kind of things. And Facebook by itself actually has some default chatbots. Remember, early on the presentation, we were talking about how customers want a quick response. So if someone is actually, so you have inbuilt chatbots that you can actually design, wherein what are your open hours, what is today's special, when will your dinner start, and all those kind of things. So that, and there are companies which actually enable chatbot commerce as well, right? So again, the whole point here is, bear in mind, it is the customer engagement that you are interested in, making sure that people want to know more about you, having chatbots, because you cannot answer questions within seconds that people are looking for. Having these automated chatbots is a must. Again, on websites specifically, when people come to your website, ask for a question, have a chatbot saying that, hey, what do you need? For example, specifically right now, chatbots integrated with AI. Obviously, I'm talking about bigger brands, but hopefully with time, the chatbots plus AI would become a normal term, even for small businesses, so that asking some common questions, the FAQs, those can be answered through chatbots, right? Um, and then the last one is, like, again, from a strategy point of view, is your loyalty program. By far, I would say that, um, again, having a loyalty program is a must for any specific place or a restaurant. Again, this is based on it shows to the customer that you care about them, and making sure you follow on that one, in terms of having specific programs, again, you need to have a very basic strategy, in terms of why you want to implement a loyalty program. What is it for the customer? What is it for you as a business? What kind of metrics do you want to do? How can customers sign up? How can customers redeem the offers? Are your employees vested in this one? So there are a bunch of things that we have actually written papers on this one as well, in terms of what loyalty programs you need to, as in, like, what are the different strategies needed in order to have a better loyalty program, and all those kind of things, right? Again, bear in mind, all these strategies that we are talking about here, we can actually have individual webinars to talk about these programs in terms of customer engagement, which we have done for some of them. But the whole point here is, we have kind of elucidated or explained 9 strategies that we follow at mConnect to engage with the brand, or to engage with the customer. Again, the emphasis is on this customer engagement model, the A to A model. At each phase, for example, at the loyalty phase, we want our customers to feel special for they being part of the loyalty club. That means we are sending out very exclusive specials, which they would not get anywhere else. But just being a part of the loyalty club, they would actually get, like, 50% off on a Tuesday evening, and so on and so forth, right? So these are some of the strategies that, again, 9 strategies that we have adopted. Again, from an M Connect perspective, I'll just take the last 1 minute to say that from an M Connect perspective, we actually have the whole integrated platform where we keep track of the customers from all the way from awareness to engagement. Use these strategies, some automated tools like Birthday Club, SMS campaigns, email campaigns, MailChimps, all those kind of things, and keeping track of these customers to make sure that when we engage with them, obviously we from a services point of view, we make sure that those engagements are properly done. And also from a tools perspective, as I said, like the automated tools that we have developed that would actually help us in terms of getting more feedback using our critique module, or sending out birthday reminders, or sending out coupons specific to that customer purchase patterns based on our customer profiles, and so on and so forth. So that, in a nutshell, what M Connect is all about. And this webinar, we kind of talked about all the strategies that we have adopted for multiple of our clients, and where we have seen pretty amazing results. If you have any questions with regards to M Connect, or with regards to our platform, or with regards to the customer engagement, or with this webinar, or anything to do with restaurant marketing, please feel free to reach out to us at marketing@mconnect.com, or you can also reach us at 619 Connect. This is our phone number. We'll be more than happy to sit with you and kind of talk about if you have any specific questions, that we can answer them, or we can direct you to anyone else who might actually be knowing the answers to. In most cases, I would say 99.99%, I would say that we would be able to answer your questions. So I went overboard by a minute or so. If there are any questions, again, as I said, please feel free to reach out to us at this email ID. If you have, if you want, the link for this one webinar would also be on our YouTube channel. Along with, we will be posting this deck on SlideShare as well. Again, thanks for watching this. We're gonna actually have our next webinar would be around chatbots. It would be on April 10th. It would again be same time, 10 a.m. Central Time on April 10th. Hopefully, we would be seeing you there. And let your friends and everyone else, colleagues, know about this M Connect monthly webinar. All right. Thank you, guys, and thanks, and have a great day.